This is Joan Charles back with you again, and I thought I would talk about something a wee bit different. I like to use the tarot in lots of different ways to try and expand the boundaries and kind of the realms, because it's so vast and there's so much to it with all the symbolism that goes along with it. So tonight, first and foremost, I'm using this beautiful new the silver witchcraft tarot, and it's absolutely beautiful. I've been waiting for this for a wee while, but it's here, it's arrived, and it's gorgeous, as you can see. So what I thought I would do is to try it out and look at the major arcana, and I was thinking about, imagine that you had to use the major arcana to link into, if you were having some guests to dinner who are no longer with us and who have departed the planet, so to speak. And I wonder what the major tarot would bring up for all of that. So what I did was I just selected a couple and let me talk you through them. The first thing I chose was the Hierophant, and in this deck it's the High Priest. And when I looked at this card, it's a very beautiful card, as you can see, but the first thing I thought about was it reminded me very much of Nostradamus. And Nostradamus, as we know, is a famous seer, and we're still kind of realising some of his predictions to date. And I felt that when I looked at this card, it was very majestic, very intuitive and very deep. And he's sitting with the Book of Knowledge on his knee and surrounded by mystery and mysticism, and the beautiful thing that he's wearing around his neck, obviously, you know, connecting into the elements there as well. So I thought, yeah, I think you would be my Nostradamus, and would be one of the people I would love to invite as a guest to dinner. So he's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. The next card that I chose was the Emperor. Okay, very strong, very determined. I thought, who would that remind me of? And to me, this reminds me of a politician. And one of my favourite politicians, and I'm not very political, I have to say, but I'm very drawn to Abraham Lincoln. And when I took this card, I just thought, yep, he had a real hold of the reins. He knew what he was talking about. He was a very good and a true leader. And he had a structure and he had a sense of authority. But at the same time, you know, the way he went about it was the proper way. And so that's why when I chose the Emperor from this pack, it definitely reminded me of him. Very strong and very in control, and somebody who's leading the way. The next card I chose was the Hermit. How beautiful is that? Very strong. And you know, first of all, it reminded me of a few people, but the very first thing I thought was Thomas Edison, because obviously Thomas Edison and the light bulb, but I feel that the Hermit very much leads the way. The light and the lamp is about leading you forward. It's about, you know, the journey of the soul, pointing you in the right direction. And I think that the Hermit also, Edison was very much a master of his trade. You know, sat and reflected. He had quite a lot of things on the go, but at the same time, when he lost insight into one thing, he would move on to something else to allow his mind and his intuition the time to throw up new ideas. And so when I chose the Hermit, I thought very much, to me, this is Thomas Edison. So that's just a couple of wee ideas. Maybe you could play around with your own tarot deck and see what comes up. I'm just going to just at random pick another one and see what we get. Oh, interesting. Oh, this time it's a minor card and we have the Two of Pentacles. And let me think, what does that make me think about? Well, because the Pentacles are financial as well, I don't know about anybody that I could think about that comes to mind immediately, but you know, it's almost like, it reminds me very much of, remember years ago when people used to have the balls of wool and they would kind of wrap them around your hands and kind of make different balls of wool from the one big one. And to me this is all about, again, it is the balance card, but also if you look at the shape of it, you can see that round the coins it's almost like the spider's web has spun, and so it looks like the figure 8. And so to me this would be very magician-like. So I would be thinking of some kind of famous magician or somebody of mystery, and even though it's a female, I don't know, for some reason, because of the balancing act and because of the magical elements, I am getting Houdini. And somebody who was a master at balance, who could juggle things around, and who at the same time was very much in control in their own element. And this is the element of earth because it's pentacles, so very grounded, but at the same time, you know, the mysticism in the background. Anyway, as I say, that's just a wee idea of what you can do, and it's a wee bit something different. It stretches your own mind, stretches your own intuition, it allows you to look at your cards in a totally different way, and yet maybe get a wee bit more from them. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you again soon with whatever next that I can come up with for you. Bye!